Chief Executive, Chiu Hongfu Zuren, Ma Jun, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great honor to be here with you for the launch of the Hong Kong Green Finance Association. The Financial Services Development Council issued a report in May 2016 during my tenure as its chairman. The report outlined the roadmap for Hong Kong to be a global green financial hub. I believe that Hong Kong possesses every element in its role as an ideal connector for green finance. We are the leading offshore renminbi center. We rank first in the IPO fundraised in the 2 of the past 3 years. We are the world's 3rd largest investment management center. Green finance is not too different from traditional financial products, but different in a very important aspect, that its proceeds are required to be invested into green projects. Therefore, certifying the environmental elements in green financial products is a crucial task and important component. I'm pleased that the SAR government has set up a green certification scheme. But even before the launch of the scheme, Hong Kong was already experienced in certifying or verifying international environmental standards, such as the Standard for Environmental Management System. Hong Kong is now ready for the immense opportunity brought by green finance. But what actions should we take to move further and ahead of other financial centers? First of all, Hong Kong can be the gateway through which global green capital can be channeled to fund environmental projects in China and the region. China is currently in urgent need of private funds to finance its ambitious environmental targets, while it is expected to be among the world's biggest green bond issuers in the future. Moreover, the Chinese government has clearly indicated its determination in greening the Belt and Road Initiative, which will further add to the tremendous demand of green investments. And recently, the Chinese government has announced 5 pilot zones for green finance, and this includes our neighbor in the Greater Bay Area, Guangzhou. All the 5 zones have been actively experimenting with different types of green finance since this announcement. For example, the Guangzhou Financial Bureau invited 34 financial institutions for the provision of 182 green finance-related products, and 69 green projects were matched with financial institutions for financing worth a total of 40 billion renminbi. Currently, the majority of green investors are from the US, UK, and Europe. And taking the United Nations principle of responsible investment as an example, over 800 of its signatories are from the US, UK, and France, while only 16 signatories are from China. There is clearly strong demand among foreign investors for green financial products that are in accordance with international standards. To international investors, Hong Kong is an ideal market for Chinese companies issuing green bonds or other green financial products. This idea aligns perfectly with China's national strategy of going global and attracting foreign investment. We should remove obstacles that hinder international green capital flowing into China via Hong Kong. And secondly, Hong Kong should be the guardian against any greenwashing activities. We have heard of whitewashing, but greenwashing is a different idea. Issuers may be tempted to camouflage their polluting business models by issuing green financial products. There are stringent international standards that clearly define the requirement of green projects, such as the Green Bond Principles, Climate Bond Standard, and the Chinese Green Bond Endorsed Project Catalog. Financial products can be verified against these standards for better credibility that possess skills against these standards for better credibility of being green. And Hong Kong can nurture a pool of talent that possesses the combined skills in finance and environmental conservation for such important verification process. Hong Kong has also served as a platform to facilitate discussion between China and the international community on harmonizing green standards. There is a huge amount of work to do because there are now a proliferation of different standards. How do we pull them together into uniform internationally accepted standards? It's a big task. There are certainly discrepancies between Chinese and international environmental standards, especially in relation to the consumption of coal and fossil fuels. The Chinese Green Bond endorsed project catalog include clean coal utilization, but that would be completely ruled out by international norms. And the use of less polluting alternate sources of fossil fuel, such as natural gas, is also controversial. So what would qualify as green in the green finance is an important task. The Chinese issuers and a lot of the international investors are now paying more and more attention to not only when the issuers issue the bonds or the financial products, but the follow-through. How much of the fund raised are actually used to the project, the green project that they raised the fund for, and that is another task. And with a global exposure and close relationship with China, and with the advantage of one country, two system, Hong Kong is well positioned to lead the conversation between China and the international community in aligning their standards. Third, government participation is an essential driver to boost green markets. And I'm glad that the HAR government has made a significant step by proposing the government green bond program. The program strengthens the market by providing liquidity and meanwhile can make Hong Kong one of the pioneers in Asian green capital market, which is still at a nascent stage. The region only saw its first government green bond in February from Indonesia. And to further strengthen the market, we may make reference to plans by Japan's government pension investment fund, which allocate 10% of its stock portfolio into environmentally and socially responsible investments. The GPIF's commitment resulted in a substantial increase in Japan in sustainable investment. This is a signal that quasi-government and government authorities can reinforce investors' confidence that is fundamental in any financial market. And on the private sector, we are seeing more and more institutional investors have to accede to the demand of their adoptive investors that part of their portfolio or a certain percentage of the portfolio be allocated to green projects. As chairman of HKEX, I believe that our success as a frontline regulator of listed companies is defined not only by our ability to provide a quality and efficient marketplace, but also by our commitment to the high standards of corporate governance and social and environmental stewardship, and we must lead by example. To support environmental sustainability, we have continued to promote carbon audit and environmental performance reporting among local listed issuers. Under our revised ESG reporting guide with upgraded disclosure obligation, listed issuers with financial year commencing on or after January 1st, 2017, are required to disclose the key performance indicator in respect of environmental aspects on a comply or explain basis. In June, HKEX became a partner in the United Nations Sustainable Stock Exchange Initiative, committing to further promote sustainable and transparent capital markets. The SSE works with its partner in areas such as ESG transparency and green finance. We look forward to working with other stock exchanges to promote the sustainable development of capital markets and to encourage responsible investment. HKEX also holds a number of green bonds from Hong Kong and mainland issuers that have listed over the last 3 years. But we're still very much at the starting point, and I look forward to many more of these to come. Today, I'm delighted to announce that we will celebrate on HKEX the listing of 2 new green bonds with a total issue size of some $550 million US. We congratulate China Everbright Bank's Hong Kong branch and Capital Environment Holdings on their green bond launches, and stay tuned for the gong-hitting ceremony in our program later. It is my hope that the launch of the Hong Kong Green Finance Association will drive more public awareness and increase market interest in green finance, which will provide many attractive financial opportunities for Hong Kong. The group consists of members from relevant public and private parties. I believe the strong collaboration will generate a new chapter in the local green finance market, and together we can make Hong Kong an international green finance hub. Finally, let me thank the association again for letting me share my views, and I wish you all a very rewarding event. Thank you.